He signed and got out of the car. He went to Jimin, who was sitting in the living room. They hugged each other and settled down. He couldn't stay away from her any longer, or she her said. He decided to make everything clear. He came to the point and said, Jimin, as you know, she is my wife. I don't want to leave her. I want to take her home with me. He looked at him deeply and then said, is this the reason you both were behaving weirdly? You wanted to stay married. Jimin asked, but he didn't say anything. His silence told him the answer. Jimin wanted to know. He got up with a big smile and hugged him again. Taehyung, why didn't you tell me earlier? I couldn't have chosen anyone better for her. You are my friend, more like a brother, he said happily. Taehyung was relaxed after seeing his reaction. They spent some time talking, but then he said, can I go and talk to her? Jimin agreed and told him the way. When he entered her room, she quickly got up at the sound of door opening. Her face was dry due to crying. He went near her and cleaned her tear. Don't cry, it's hurt me, he whispered. More tears fell from her eyes. No, it doesn't. I was just a responsibility, she said. I love you more than my own self. I didn't want to break Jimin trust. I know how much you love him. If that won't have been the reason, I won't have let you go away from me. He said with a sad smile. This time he kissed her cheerily. Really? She asked, like a baby. Yes, he said while nodding his head and cupping her face in his hand. He placed a peck on her lips and said, I have talked to Jimin. You won't have to stay away from me. Wyan hugged him in happiness. He also wrapped his arm around her and said, we'll contact fresh up. I want to have some work with you, he said. Wyan pulled away and quickly went to the restroom. When she got out, they headed outside. Wyan hugged her brother. You should have told me. Seeing you said wasn't a good experience for me, he said. I want a small ceremony for wedding, he said. When Taehyung asked for Ryan to come with her, it was decided that Taehyung won't take her at the moment. Wedding would be done by on Friday. It was going to be very long days for both of them, but now they knew the distance were going to be finished soon. He went home. He told Mrs. Kim about what happened. She was really happy with what happened. She started making preparation for welcoming her daughter-in-law properly. He was picking and dropping wine in days before her wedding. One day he was waiting for her when a guy came near him. Hello, I know it's not the right place to talk, but I don't have any option. He took a deep breath. Sir, I want to marry your sister Ryan. I am her class fellow and I like her a lot. Taehyung felt a wrench building inside him. He knew that the guy was thinking of him as Jimin. He said coldly, looking at him, "She is my wife, not my sister." Jungkook got pale in a second and left from there, apologizing again and again. After some time, Ryan got out with a beautiful smile on her face. He knew that she hadn't told anyone about her marriage, but he also knew that Ryan wasn't one who led Jungkook on. He knew about every second of her spending in university. The anger inside him wasn't decreasing. How can he even think about my wife like that? He thought to himself, angry. He took Ryan outside the city. She was talking happily about something when she felt him stopping the car. She thought and turned toward him. She could see the fire in his eyes. Before she could say anything, he pulled her toward himself by holding her neck and smashed his lips on her. He was being demanding without letting her move away. He was kissing her deeply, repeatedly. He moved his hand from her neck toward her waist. He kept kissing her for a long time. She was pressing beautifully. When he moved back, finally he was more relaxed and in control after kissing her. The place his forehead on her and said, "One day left. I don't know how will I spend it without you." Ryan laughed whenever he showed his feeling or laughed toward her. She placed a kiss on his cheek near his mouth and whispered, "I am yours, just one day." He rubbed his nose against her and said, "My beautiful angel." He took her back Jimin's place after some time. The wedding function was small with only family members and some close friends. Ryan was looking gorgeous in her white dress. This time when she reached the young place, she was taken to his room. Smile when he entered the room. He never thought that the girl he imaged in his room every second of the day would be there one day. He gifted her a beautiful ring. "I want you to wear it always. Everyone should know that you are taken," he said in a guardian tone. Ryan chuckled and agreed. She really liked the idea of everyone know that she was his. Standing next to him was a thing of proud of her. He couldn't take his eyes off her. She was looking really pretty with minimum makeup and heavy jewelry. Her dress and jewelry must weigh more than her, he thought, chuckling. He helped her take her jewelry off. When he took her earring off, he couldn't resist and ended up kissing her. The night was beautiful for both of them. They became completely off each other that night. Next day, Mrs. Kim threw a party. Wayne was dressed in a beautiful red dress. She was looking nothing less than a princess. When they reached the venue, she saw many of her class fellows there. They came near to meet her. She could feel Taehyung become tense while greeting Jungkook. She hooked her arm with his and started rubbing to get his attention on her. When Taehyung looked toward her, she was already looking up at him. Gave him an innocent smile with a questioning look. He just shook his head and pulled her closer. Jimin was really happy to see his sister with him. A lot of people were inviting on the function. Taehyung didn't let her side the whole night. He knew that so many people around her was making her nervous. Wayne felt relaxed with him. She knew that he won't let anything bad happen to her. When they reached home, Mrs. Kim gave him a lot of blessing. You have made me really happy to coming in Taehyung life. I was losing hope to seeing him married. Now I can die in peace, she said with the happy tears falling her eyes. Mom, what are you saying? You have to yet to play with our kid, he said naughtily. Wayne completely red after hearing him. Mrs. Kim laughed and said after pulling Wayne in her heart. Don't stress, my daughter. By the way, I am waiting for that day early, she said in a not a very hushed tone. He laughed listening Mrs. Kim and Wayne whined. Mom, they left off their room after some time. Someday, Wayne got to know about Jasmine. When Taehyung reached home, he saw her red with anger. He pulled her into his arm and placed a kiss on her forehead. Heavens, Jasmine is working for you, right? She said, glaring at him. He pulled her closer and whispered in ear, yes, I didn't want my love to face any problem anyway. She is there to help you. Wayne didn't want to, but still was touched by his care. She hid her face in his chest and wrapped her arms around his waist.